Welcome back to Raw Sports Talk. I'm Chris, your favorite stat reader, and we have the Pelicans hosting the Bucks, and the Bucks are 11.5-point road favorites. The over/under is at 222.5. The Bucks are minus 650 on the money line, and the Pelicans are plus 470. Now, these are the overnight odds. They're going to change the closer we get to tip-off tomorrow, and just looking at the lines, they seem rather generous. All things considered, if Lillard was playing in this game, the Bucks would probably be 20-point favorites, and this also probably tells me that Zion isn't playing either. Now, they haven't played each other yet this season, so this is their first meeting. Lineups for tomorrow's game are supposed to be... Where did the game go? For the Pelicans, Alvarado, Brown, Brooks, Robinson, Earl, and Missy. And then for the Bucks, who are playing tonight, that's $1 million question of are they going to play Giannis in this game? Because, he's been questionable pretty much every game. The Bucks are tied with the Heat at 57 right now at halftime. They started Kuzma, Giannis, Lopez, Prince, and Rollins. Now, I imagine that's who's going to be rolling tomorrow as well. And Giannis is at 12 points, 5 rebounds in the first half, so not a terrible performance. Pretty much a little bit better than 50% for the field, so good for him. Head-to-head, the Bucks are 7-3 against the Pelicans in their last 10. Home team's on a 3-game winning streak. Home team is 7-3. The favorite is 5-5 against the spread. The favorite is 6-4 on the money line. The over is 8-2, and the over at 222.5 is 9-1. The Bucks, not including the game that they're playing right now because they're at the half, are 4-6 in their last 10, 6-4 against the spread. The over/under is 5-5, and the over is hit in the last 5 games that they've played, not including the game they are presently playing. There was a total of 223, 269, 256, and then 239. A 9-point loss to the Knicks, didn't cover. 21-point loss to the Hawks, didn't cover. Then a 10-point win over the Suns, they covered, and a 13-point win over the Sixers, they covered. For the Pelicans, I don't imagine that they're going to try to win another game for the rest of the year. There's only 5 of them left, and they're going to try to end up with that ping-pong ball that gets them Cooper flag. They are 1-4 in their last 5, 3-7 against the spread. They're 3-7 in their last 10, 5-3-2 against the spread. The under is 6-4, and they've pushed twice in their last 4 games. So the casinos kind of set the lines like perfect. There was a total of 206, 192, 212, and then 232. 16-point loss to the Warriors was a push, although that's what they closed at, not what they opened at. A 4-point win over the Hornets, they covered. A 16-point loss to the Clippers, they covered. And for whatever the reason is, whenever they play the Clippers, regardless of whether they're good or they're bad, they cover. And then a 16-point loss to the Lakers, they pushed. Now, I'm going to take the Bucks on the money line. I think that they're not ridiculous, all things considered. If Giannis plays, the Bucks laying the 11.5 does seem fair. And I would lean under because in 3 of their last 4 games for the Pelicans, they haven't scored 100 points. 95, 98, 98, and then they scored 108. There's a lot of games that they're in the 90s. And like I said, I don't think that they're actively trying to win because they want that ping pong ball to bounce their way. And if it doesn't, I'm sure that they could trade Zion and whatever pick they get to get the number 1 pick. Stranger things have happened. These are just my picks. If you disagree, please go with your gut, and please bet responsibly.